I'm here, y'all. The champ is here. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? The real champ is here. Y'all like that, huh? Wait till I tell y'all my story. You're gonna be like, man, how you doing? Hey, champ is here. I always start out, believe it or not, I'm a professional speaker. I always start out by saying, let's get it. That's my mantra. 04B0770. Y'all know what that is? 20 years state penitentiary, right? Got kicked out of every school in New York State, couldn't go to school nowhere. Drug addict, gangbanger, womanizer, I did it all, right? But one thing I learned when I went to prison was Malcolm X said that it was not a shame to go to prison, it's a shame to leave the same way you came. When I went in Elmira, I looked up at those 4 tiers and I said, Wayman, how did you get here? I didn't get there by mistake, I made bad choices and bad decisions. A mistake is something that you do unconsciously, not knowing what you're doing. I knew what I was doing, but I didn't understand the consequences. So when that judge said 20 years, in the state penitentiary while my mother was sitting back there and my father was sitting back there, I felt like I disappointed them. I felt the shame, I felt alone. When I came in here, I didn't know exactly what I was going to talk about, but as I was listening to several presenters, I understood what really brought me to prison. I understood what made me get involved in a gang. I understood what made me leave home. I understood what got me involved in drugs. My father left me when I was 6 months old, so I never knew what a father was. I never knew what he looked like. I never knew what he sounded like. So I was missing something that I was going to never see in my life. My mother was a single parent. We were impoverished. We didn't have the best life. I was struggling as a kid. So what I'm saying to you is that life is a dogfight. Some of you are sitting here, your father's not in your lives. Your uncles or someone in your family's on drugs or in prison. And you got to deal with that. You got to wake up every morning, some mornings where you don't have food on your table. Life is a dogfight, that's reality. And that stuff hurts. But how do you deal with it? No matter what happens in your life, you have to fight to succeed. When I understood that my father was never coming back in my life, I couldn't blame my mother because my mother had her own issues. Where my mother put men before her children, where my mother even put me out and told me I couldn't stay with her anymore. I had to go sleep in her car at her job and then go sleep on my sister's back porch. I was created for failure because I didn't know that I had power to succeed. I had uncles and loved ones say, Wayman, you're not only dumb, but you're super dumb. See, life is a dogfight. Because some people in your family are going to tell you some things that are not true. They're putting their self-diagnosis on you, and it's up to you to believe it or receive it. But I received it at that particular moment because I was only 7, 8, or 9 years old. Can you imagine your uncle telling you that you're not only dumb, but you're super dumb? These are people that you look up to. They're like gods in your life, and they say that they love you. I believed their diagnosis, and I became exactly what they said because I didn't know any better. When your mother puts you out, when everybody looks at you and talk about you because you don't have name brand stuff, when you go to school with holes in your clothes and you're hungry, but nobody understands why you're acting out. The reason I was acting out because I had no one to talk to. I couldn't go to staff. I couldn't go to my friends because my friends I thought was going to laugh at me and make fun of me. I couldn't go to staff because I was embarrassed. They taught me what goes on in the home stays in the home. Life is a dogfight. But it goes further than that. Even when I went to prison, I could have went out in the yard, I could have lifted weights, I could have done a whole bunch of stuff. 99.9% of prison is negative. So you got less than a 10% of me trying to fight against the waves. Almost got stabbed a couple times in prison. I'm not trying to glorify it. But even in prison, I had to fight. I came out my mother's womb fighting. But when I came home, I never forget this story. A young man, he told me, says, they used to call me Butter because you never go by your name in prison. He says, Butter, if you ever come back to prison, I'm going to kill you. Now, those are fighting words. I had 90 days left before I was going to walk out that gate. I went back to my cell, and I thought about his words, and I went to the yard the next day, and I said, man, why did you say what you said? He says, Butter, because I have life, and I'm never getting out. I'm never going home. He says, you're getting a second opportunity to go home. He says, I want you to help as many of our people as you can. And I told him I appreciate that honor, but I am coming back to prison. He says, why? I says, because I want to come in as a presenter. I kept my word. I came home in 2008. I've been free ever since 2008. I worked with gun-involved violence elimination in the city of Rochester as a case manager. Even in jail, I got my associate's degree, right? But guess what? That associate's degree wasn't accredited. I did 2 years, and I thought I had an associate's. If I'd have listened to my uncle, I wouldn't be successful today. I wouldn't be here. It's about me forgetting about everything that I've been through and allowed my pain to become my why. The pain of being homeless, the pain of eating out of a garbage can, the pain of being divorced, the pain of your family looking at you like you don't matter. The pain of my community saying you're not worth it. The pain of everybody saying you can't succeed, you can't do it. But the champ is here. I never forget Muhammad Ali. I don't know if you know him, but if you do, Google him. Muhammad Ali was the world champion fighter in the 60s. Muhammad Ali kept saying that he was the champion of the world before he even became the champion, before they even knew who he was. Muhammad Ali practiced every day and kept saying, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. There's no one greater than Muhammad Ali. Well, I float like a butterfly and I sting like a bee. There's nobody greater than me. And that's you. Look at yourself as being the true champion that you are, despite your circumstances, despite living in an impoverished situation, despite your mother or father who might not be there, despite not having food on your table, despite not having designer clothes, despite not being popular. You keep telling yourself, I am a champion and I will succeed. I study so much it don't make no sense. I get phone calls when people trying to talk to me when I'm studying. They got the right number, but they calling me at the wrong time. Because my future comes first. My family is second. My reason to succeed, or my why, is so that my children's children can have money. So that I can leave my family some money, a legacy. Money's not everything. Again, I'm a professional speaker. Guess what I believe in? Personal development that leads to leadership. Personal development starts with character and integrity. I went somewhere the other day. Matter of fact, I went just yesterday. One of the guys that I mentor said, Wayman, would you come to court with me tomorrow, which was yesterday. And I came, and I sat in the back of the courtroom. He didn't even know I was there. Then he turned around and he saw me. He said, man, I'm surprised you came. I didn't think you were coming. I said, man, all I got is my word. I don't have nothing else. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I try my best to do it. That's a code that I live by. I came to this school last year speaking to several students last year in several different groups. And I spoke my story, but my story is too long for me to go over for you guys today, so I kept it short and sweet. But it's a couple students that's in this room today that I mentor. And I made a promise to that young man that I would not fail you. I know many people have failed you. I know many people tell you they're going to do something and they don't do it because you're not doing what they think you should be doing. But if you give me a chance, I promise you, I will help you succeed. And these are not just words. I can call that student up here right now, and he can tell you that this man is real what he says. Because I love you. I don't get up here to do a performance because it sounds good to say I love you and I believe in you, because the definition of believe is have trust and confidence in. That's what the lexicon say, man. See, I got it in my dictionary when I went to prison, so I know a couple words, right? I want you to trust me enough and have confidence enough in me to help you. But most importantly, I want you to trust enough in yourself and believe in yourself that you can succeed, no matter what. I don't care how much drugs they're doing in our community. I don't care how many people are getting killed. Do not allow it to distract you to live in fear. I came from behind a wall of prison. Don't allow your circumstances or your community to imprison you. But be free to be who you want to be. I'm talking from truth, I'm talking from facts, I'm talking from my heart, I'm also talking from numbers. 70,000 thoughts you have a day. Boy, look at here, man. You mean to tell me all you got is a GED, you got kicked out of school, you kicking these numbers like that? 70,000 thoughts the average person has? What are you thinking? Are you thinking about success, or are you thinking about having a good time? Some people live for the weekend, but no one wants to live for their future. Everybody's planning for the weekend, man. When I get out, when school is out, man, check this out. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hang out with my boys. We're going to do this. I'm going to get my hair braided. I'm going to get my nails done. You know, we're going to floss. But what are you planning for your future? Do you ever plan for your future? You're not going to always be 16, 14, 15 years old. At some point, you're going to turn 20. At some point, you're going to turn 30. At some point, you're going to turn 40. Life has cycles. You need to prepare for those cycles. Flossing. Life is a dogfight. Are you ready to fight? I went to, again, remember, I dropped out of school. I got kicked out, right? They told me I was going to never be nothing, right? This is what they told me. 2 weeks ago, I went to Papstone University, keynote speaker, right? Over 400 people were in the audience, right? Got kicked out of school, GED. I had to keep saying that, right? Because they said I wasn't going to succeed. That's what they told me. So when I got up there and I looked at the CEO of the organization, the vice president of the organization, and looked at all these big people with these big names, and they had me come up there to speak, I had to digress just a little bit. I told you I know a couple words from the dictionary. Digress, you know, I read just a little bit and digress. So as I digress back a little bit, I went back to when I was in abandoned buildings, when I was homeless, when they told me I was good, when they told me I was dumb, but not only dumb, but super. Man, that's crazy. Not only dumb, but super dumb. Can you imagine hearing those words as a kid? Can you imagine they saying that you're going to be a failure? I know we get tired of hearing people saying that you bad. I'm not bad. You're not going to put that label on me. I'm just a child who has curiosity. I'm curious. You're looking at my behavior and naming me bad, but I'm not bad. I just don't know how to express myself, because no one ever taught me how to express myself and to articulate what I'm feeling. So I'm just doing what is my normal because no one understands my language. I'm almost done. I was talking to a young man and I said, man, you want you to build your city. And I said, when you build your city, because you're the creator of your city, right? I said, what would your city look like? He put hustler, he put complex, and he put iPhone. When you hear that, you automatically go to something negative. But I understood his language. He put the word hustler for he wants everyone to succeed and make money. He put the complex because he wants everybody to live together as a community. He put iPhone because he wants everyone to have the best communication possible. But if you don't understand the language, then you can't understand what I'm talking about. So when you see us acting bad and acting out, understand the language. I'm crying out but don't know how to ask for help. Because I used to go to school to have fun, to escape everything that I was dealing with at home. But I never told my parents that. Because again, my father wasn't there. I didn't have any food. I had people telling me that I was never going to amount to anything. So I came to school to have fun. Because at home it was trauma. But when I understand the language of why you acting out, I got to get to the bottom line. What's really going on? Because we put on so many masks that we don't want anyone to see our pain. But talk about your pain to staff. Talk to somebody and let them know what you're dealing with. Because life is a dogfight. And you got to fight in order to succeed. We talk about leadership. Leadership doesn't start outside of you. Leadership starts within you. And leaders know when to follow. Everyone's not going to be in front being a leader. But a leader knows how to get behind someone to show them where they need to go. If I can say one thing to you before I exit, please find you someone that you can follow, that will help you succeed, that you can trust, that will help you by any means necessary to be very successful. I'm successful even if I don't make $1. If I become a multimillionaire, I'm still successful. And always understand, clothing does not make you successful. You can have on an Armani suit. Just because you got that on does not make you a professional. Just because you're up here speaking great words does not make you a leader. What makes you a leader is your character and integrity. I hope you guys enjoyed what I was saying. Have a great day. Again, 04B0770. Let's get it. All right.